Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about a special top 10, unlike any other. No cool little things in the background today, but we are doing the top 10 scariest Halloween-esque decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! We're rating these decks based on how relevant to Halloween they are, along with how scary they are. So their actual level of skill is just zero. We're not care about skill right now. Honorable mention goes out to DDDs. Even though I usually do the honorable mentions a little bit later, they were the 11th deck I cut off here. Number 10 is Vampires. That's right, Vampires. Vampires, these aren't your Twilight's vampires. These are your Dracula-esque vampires. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what vampires do. Coming in at number 9 is the newest archetype, Shiranuis. That's right, Shiranuis. Shiranuis not only is the newest archetype, but it's probably the best archetype amongst this group. With cards like Shiranui Solitaire, Shiranui Styles, Shallow Slash, and Shiranui. Jeez, why does everything have to have an S? The archetype itself is still very strong, just not that scary. Coming in at number 8 is Evil Swarm. That's right, Evil Swarm. The Swarm of Evil. Steel Swarm on steroids. Shout out to Steel Swarm as well. Produced some of the best rank 4 monsters in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Including Evil Swarm Ophion, Evil Swarm Nightmare, and of course, the band Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. Coming in at number 7 is probably the archetype that everyone thinks about when they think about Halloween and Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghostricks. That's right, Ghostricks. With 3 different field spells that include Halloween-based stuff, Ghostricks all focus on setting their monsters and activating their effects when they're flipped face up, and swarming the field very, 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 very late game. Coming in at number 7 is Gimmick Puppets. That's right, Gimmick Puppets. Gimmick Puppets are an interesting little deck that doesn't really provide a whole lot of anything. The theme is rank 8 spam, I think, but there's so many better rank 8 spams. But the deck is somewhat scary. I mean, look at this. This guy's missing an eye. Coming in at number 5 is Kaijus. That's right, Kaijus. Kaijus make this list because they're just some of the scariest monsters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, they're inspired by a lot of the Godzilla-esque monsters. They were in Pacific Rim, I know that. Coming in at number 4 is Skull Servants. That's right, Skull Servants. My personal favorite deck on this entire list. Skull Servants has a neat thing with King of the Skull Servants gaining attack based on how many Skull Servants are in the graveyard. And with all these different cards counting as Skull Servants, once they hit the graveyard, he can get like 11,000 attack. If that's not scary, I don't know what is. Not to mention the fact that all of these cards are skeleton-based cards, and this artwork is just insane. Coming in at number 3 is Umbrals. That's right, Umbrals. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't gotten to this part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. I have no idea what this archetype does. Coming in at number 2 is Archfiends. That's right, Archfiends. Archfiends is one of the more meta decks of all of these, if you can consider it meta. Archfiend is also a specific type of monster, like Summon Skulls, technically an Archfiend, but it's also its own deck with its own field spell. That's scary in and of itself. Coming in at number 1, though, is Dark Worlds. That's right, Dark Worlds. Dark Worlds makes this list and tops this list for, in my opinion, having the scariest monster in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Grapha, Dragon Lord of Dark World. This deck is without question the deck that has seen the most amount of success in competitive play amongst any decks on this list, while also being a very scary deck for Halloween.